Afternoon. We want to say that we had a National Management Committee meeting of Jubilee Party, and among many things that we were discussing was the fact that we wanted to take stock of what happened during the nomination process and where we are in terms of fulfilling all the ensuring that what is expected of us by IEBC is done. And we can confirm that we have met all the conditions that we set in the law and as being enforced by IEBC. We have a total of 1,385 aspirants or candidates at different levels, made up of 25 governors, 29 women reps, 27 senators, 194 members of Parliament, National Assembly, and 1,110 members of the County Assembly across all the counties of this republic. So we wanted to ensure that, again, that our candidates are preparing well in readiness to the deadlines that have been set by IEBC. And of course, we were also discussing on what kind of logistical support that we are going to give to our candidates on the ground, because we are now ready to hit the ground running. In addition to that, it is important to confirm that we discussed an issue that seems to be coming up and again. And that is the issue of the so-called zoning. We want to say this to our candidates, that where we needed to move people, request them to support others for one reason or another, that phase is done with. We now have our candidates, and we want each one of them to concentrate on looking for votes, campaigning, and we also do not want. We also want to ask our partners not to engage in things that are not helping us move as a team. It is now for everybody who is a candidate to look for votes. Don't go disturbing the other one. Tafuta kura. Tafuta kura wewe mwenyewe, tafutia rais wetu ambaye tunatafutia kura, Baba the Fifth, sababu we belong to Azimio. That should be our sole objective now. If there is anything else, it will have to be said by the office of the Secretary General. Outside that, tuachane na maneno mingi. Wewe fanya kampeni yako, tafuta kura pahali ulipata certificate, kwa sababu tunataka kushinda kwa hayo. Lingine ambalo pengine tunaweza litanja ni kusema kwamba hivi karibuni tutakuwa na mikutano ya wale ambao tumepatia certificates, ili tuweze kuongea yale ambao tungetaka kuyafanya na vile tungetaka kufanya kwa kila sehemu, ili tuweze kupata ushindi ambao tunataka. Our target as Jubilee is to have majority of members of Parliament, because as many members of Parliament as possible, and we would not want to have a number less than 100. That is our target. It has remained our target, and we'll continue working on the same. Nje hayo pia, we have also discussed the prevailing or the current issues of the day. And one of them is the proposal that we saw somewhere of the team being led by William Ruto, sharing positions in this country. And it's amazing to see that the Deputy President used his entire time as a Deputy President during his second term, opposing anything that was in BBI. And that is what he told the ordinary Kenyans. Lakini la ukweli ni kwamba, kumbe alikuwa naona yale ambayo yalikuwa ndani ya BBI, kuna yale ambayo anataka kuyatumia apate manufaa yeye mwenyewe na wale ambao wanatafuta uongozi katika muungano wake. lakini hataki kuangalia yale ambayo ilikuwa ya manufaa kwa mwananchi wa kawaida. Na hili ni jambo ambalo kama viongozi lazima tulikemee, because there is no other better definition of a conman. We now have an official conman looking for an office in State House. How on earth can you deny school fees to the Wajikos through the bursaries? Na unakuja kutafuta viti na hapa juu kama vile unasema. When he denied the adding of resources through the BBI, the 35% ambayo ilikuwa iongezewe iende kwa kila county, alipokataa lile, alisema ya kwamba hataki watoto kule wapatiwe basali. Leo hii ni watoto wagapi ambao wamefukuzwa shule kwa sababu hawezi kulipa zile 3,000? Kama kwenyu sio namna hiyo, kwa Kudaragwa, I have my kids who cannot go to school because they cannot afford the 3,000. And William denied them that money. You cannot be a better conman than that kind of. How on earth can you do such a thing? Na unachukua ile document ile unaanza kusema Musalia your prime minister. Na ulisema ya kwamba why you are objecting to the document is because you are saying Raila will become the prime minister, Uhuru will become a continued presidency. Uongo ambao ni upubafu. How many of the young people today walimaliza shule last year or the other year, but they cannot get their certificates because they have not cleared the fees? This is what this man was supposed to go and help them. And instead of being the national leader we thought he was, and embrace this document as a whole so that every Kenyan can benefit, he has chosen to only use that which benefits him, Wetangula, Musalia, na amechukua mwingine anaitwa Mutua na Kingi. Hayo mambo ndio tunasema ya kwamba sisi kama chama, we want to tell Kenyans that they have been fooled, they are being conned, and these guys are hypocrites. Amesema anataka ile ina sehemu ya BBI ambayo inampatia mamlaka Musalia. Na abi Musalia ukweli ya kwamba hii ni kama ile tu unaambiwa umeandika kwa karatasi, lakini kama ingeandikwa kwa sheria ingekuwa ukweli. Sasa ni kudanganywa, amedanganywa, amewahada. We wanted that in the document so that we can stabilize the country. And if there is sharing of resources, sharing of positions is shared across the country so that we can stabilize the country. He has chosen to do it outside the law. And he opposed the amendment of the constitution to stabilize the country. This guy has a constitution in his mind that he is going to implement in his time, if you make the mistake of giving him those votes. Daragwa hapa, we have Embu, we have many other places in this country, a total of 27 constituencies, and they are here. These are 27 constituencies that will disappear from the map of Kenya because we did not amend the constitution in time to avoid IBC from scrapping them. That was in the BBI. Saving these constituencies was in the BBI. But William chooses to avoid saving these people, their representation in parliament, but takes positions and starts organizing his government tomorrow. I don't need to read them, but they are here in Tetu, Daragwa, Mukurweini, Udhaya, Kagema, Garole, Isiolo South, Laisamis, North Hall, Lam West, Muvita, Mwateta, Udanyi, Voi, Saburu, Keyo, Mogotio, Vihiga, Budarangi. They are across the country in 16 counties. This is a crisis in the making. BBI was sorting it ahead of the problem. He lied to Kenyans that BBI was creating positions for Raila and President Uhuru Kenyatta. He has used it to create positions. But I also want to say this. I think William has given up on looking for the presidency this year. He is concentrating on something else. And that is why he was quick at looking at the Speaker of the National Assembly. So he has now a speaker for the National Assembly. Yale mengine haina maana kwa sababu lake sasa ni kutafuta viongozi ambao ataweka kwa bunge. Ameona ya kwamba kiti ya urais imemponyoka. Na ukitaka kujua ni kweli, pahali alikuwa anatarajia kula itoke Mount Kenya, hakuna mtu kutoka sehemu hiyo alipatiwa kiti yoyote. Ameenda kutafuta kura kwingineko kwa sababu kule alikuwa anatarajia kura zitatoka, asitoki, na anajua Mount Kenya imehama. That is why he is distributed positions to other places. And it is his right. But Kenyans must wake up. That's what we are saying. Please wake up and smell the coffee. Do not be lied to. These guys don't have the goodwill of the mwananchi, ni yao wenyewe na walionechana wale walitaja jana na juzi. Na tutaendelea kusema mengi kwa sababu pia amesema ya kwamba anataka kuhamisha port ya ile ya SGR itoke Naivasha ati yarudishe Mombasa. Na kutoka hata ya Nairobi. Na ni kwa sababu gani? Sababu watu wa Nairobi pia inaonekana hawatapigia kura. Kama hana maana na wao wamehama Jubilee, Nakuru wamehama UDA, wameingia Jubilee. Sasa hamisha kila kitu ambayo iko kule is wa manufani. These guys is evil mind. And I've said it yesterday, I want to repeat again. This is the denial of school fees to the young people in our regions and in every part of this country. Kukataza mtoto alipiwe school fees. Na unajua ni nini inafuata kama mtu ameshindwa kulipa school fees? Ulevi na mambo mabayo hayatakikani na jamii. That is economic genocide that he has committed to our regions. It's actually something I believe we can sustain even as a crime against humanity. It is the same as moving people from one region to the other. You have denied them a livelihood. It is a crime against humanity. To us, it's economic genocide. Hatumuachili na hata igia your state house. Asanteni. Maswali? Moja tu. Sorry, on? Yes.
Recent community reports show that in Mount Kenya region there is a neck-to-neck battle between the deputy president and the former prime minister. And it shows that therefore that they are battling for that vote at an equal measure. What would be your comment about those communal polls, and if you believe in them, then what is Azimio one Kenya basically bring the track back on their side?
Two things. One is that we have our polls also that are showing clearly Raila is ahead of William in that region. We have our polls. But if I answer the question based on your polls, the answer is this. Less than 4 months ago, you could not even mention Raila in Mount Kenya. So if he's already doing 50% and we have another 3 months to go, smell the coffee. Any other? One more question? Yes, Joroge. The zoning that we have done, and it's good to say that it has been done with the involvement of everybody, is where we were looking at where are we going, how do we ensure that this seat we win as Azimio? 1. 2, how do we ensure that we get the maximum number of votes for our Azimio candidate? That we have done. And that any other variation, and this is what we were clarifying, any other variation outside what we have already done will have to be communicated from the office of the Secretary General. What we do not want are people arrogating themselves those powers and trying to just allow and pushing our people. In essence, denying them the opportunity to concentrate on their campaigns. And we want to affirm this to our own candidates. We are together with you on this. Carry on with your campaigns. Tuko nyuma yenu.
And beat everyone.
Yes, and beat everybody. Tunashukuru, asanteni sana. Thank you so much. No. I answered your pose. So now kuuliza yangu. Yes. One is that we have an agreement, and it will be available and availed when it becomes necessary. Two is that our agreement was never a mirror of whatever else others did. We did an agreement that we thought serves this country best, and also that is going to help the ordinary people better. And it was addressing the same difficulties that we had been seeing from the beginning. This is not a thing of just winning elections. It's a question of how can you deliver to help Kenyans have a better life than they are today. That is the essence of the document.
Okay. And also see
Bahati, bas, huyu unataka ngoja kidogo, huyu tutamwacha kidogo mimi na yeye chama wa viongozi wa chama wakiondoka. Yes. The running mate position will certainly go to a Kenyan, and we thank God for it. Thank you so much. Yes. I think Mount Kenya. Yeah, Mount Kenya. Sasa kidogo hapa iko kijana kidogo. Simunipe dakika moja tu. Yes. Bahati has a statement that he wants to make. Do that. Kwa sababu yeye ni kijana, we are happy Bahati, a young man. Anything that you think about this, even people work hard from nowhere. You have an opportunity, an equal opportunity with any other person in this country, and within Jubilee. That is why we embrace him, even when it was a little difficult elsewhere. That is why we have him, and he is here to tell the young people of Kenya that sisi tuko na fikira, how can we help them? Come, make use of the opportunity that come your way.
Kwanza ningependa kusema asante sana. I have my ticket. Najua kulikuwa na mambo mingi, but just confirm that I have my ticket and I'm in the ballot as and I'm in the ballot with Jubilee ticket. I can promise that I'm the next member of parliament, Mathare. And thank you so much to my party, Jubilee, for the opportunity to run as in the party as a member of parliament. Secondly, leo niko na furaha. Leo sili. I'd like to thank my party leader, the president. Appreciate so much for giving not only Bahati but the youth of this country an opportunity to be leaders and to represent the people of Mathare. Najua wako na furaha sana hata hawa wali, and also to thank Baba the Fifth considering, despite kulikuwa na mambo mzito sana ya zoning, just considering a young person, the youth of this country. And I promise you, the Mathare member of parliament seat will definitely go to the Azimio team. And lastly, also to thank my leaders, my SG, asante sana, and my other party leaders, Mr. Amos, tulipiga na yeye campaign last time sana. And I just want to promise the party that apart from Mathare, I will go outside there as Kenya's most followed musician to make sure I preach the good news of the Azimio government, and also to bring change that is needed where I come from in Mathare. Asanteni sana.
Asante. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sasa baba na kweli. Siko na certificate.
Niko na certificate ziko hapa. Na ni original.
Na jina iko kwa ABC.
Na jina iko kwa ABC.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Ninataka niongee kwa kifupi. Yes. No, let's do it now. Ikifanya ba ikuje kwa ofisi ndio wafanyia. Ikuje kwa ofisi ndio wafanyia. Kenapa?